Start her up.
Hey guys, George here, back in another stream.
Hey, welcome. Good Saturday here today.
Oh yeah,
Got an exciting show, don't we, George?
yeah, we're gonna go to Stephen Koferl's house.
Yeah, it's going to be so cool. Wait till you see his basement. I got a chance to go down there yesterday. I know you were working on schoolwork, but I had a chance to go down there. Amazing.
Really?
Wait till you see it.
Wow.
Yep. He collects O-gauge trains and has a really, actually two real neat operating layouts in his basement, George.
Two?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. One scenic up. In fact, if you saw the thumbnail, the thumbnail was a picture of his layout. And actually, you've seen it. He sent us some videos for the 1,000 subscriber special. And for those of you that haven't seen it, you're in for a treat. And what I would like everybody to do is after the video, go down, or after the live stream today, go down. I put his Stephen's link in the description below. Go check out his webpage, see some of his stuff. He's a really neat guy. Really neat guy. A member of the Lionel Collectors Club of America, longtime member of the Lionel Collectors Club of America.
Yeah.
Also collects old cars and restores old cars.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not talking old cars, like just old cars, like antique cars.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like old cars. He's got some really neat stuff, George.
Oh, I was about to ask if he's restoring the Mustangs.
No, like he Model
Ts,
A's, and so like that kind of thing. So so that's gonna be really cool. Get a chance to check that out. Wait till you see his basement though. It's really neat. It's like a playground for us trainiacs.
Yeah. Yes.
A couple of different layouts. He's got one that features more old-timey stuff, some standard gauge. He runs on that one, and the other one, which is more modern, where he's got O-gauge and everything like that.
That's neat.
So, George, what happened yesterday? I forgot.
I won Fast Friday.
I forgot
Series sweep. You know.
What are you talking about? I don't understand.
I won. Your engine just started producing metal shards, and then the wheels came off. It ran so fast.
Oh yeah, that happened, didn't it? Wait till next Friday though. Hey, I got some other pretty good news. It's like all of the parts for my train that I was gonna race came in yesterday, right after the stream. So I spent a couple of hours yesterday after the stream, after we got done with dinner, putting together my race engine for next week.
Wow.
Or a permanent race engine. I think it's going to be a great race engine for now and into the future.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide whether I should show it today or whether I should wait until next Friday.
But we put it in every video until Friday and see if anybody notices. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt. Like every stream will change it where it is.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that. That's a great idea, George.
So if you can see it, it's on the stream right now. If you can see it, well, don't say anything. Well, actually, you can say something, but just yeah. So it's just a hint. It's on the stream right now. It's in the picture.
All right. Well, then George did a little throwdown there. That's kind of fun, George. So good stuff. Saturdays are always fun. And I don't know if the weather around where everybody else is at is the same as right here in Chicago, but let me tell you, it does not get to be a nicer day than it is here in Chicago. In fact, it's so nice we're staying outside tonight, aren't we?
In a tent.
Yep. Virtual camp out. Boy Scouts have been doing a really fun event where they have a lot of things going on their Facebook page, and we've been watching those. They've had astronauts, they've had movie producers on where they're talking about different things, and they're trying to have some stay-at-home activities that are a lot of fun. We're going to be doing some of that today, right?
Yes.
Right? I'm wearing my
Trainmaster.
Yeah,
Nice.
Somerset 4-H shirt today,
Nice.
representing the Somerset 4-H.
I'm sure John 2618 will appreciate that.
Yeah. Speaking of that, let's give some people actually, before we do, we'll give them a shout out, but why don't you tell people what we're running today, George?
So currently we're running the Great Northern Ace, following behind our 4141, and then we're running the Monon F units with this really beautiful passenger train. Honestly, arguably, this is probably one of my favorite passenger trains that's in the collection. I just love the look of the cars, and the F units are amazing.
Yeah, I agree. That is definitely a neat concept. The way that the scale of the cars and the engines match.
Yeah.
It's a neat one. And then Monon in our family is a special one to us, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Why is it a special one, George?
Well, just because, I don't know, my grandpa worked, well, I do know.
Yeah.
My grandpa worked for the Monon. I'm pretty sure, I don't know where he worked specifically, but I know he likes to tell stories about how he used to go out on the station platform right before work and just watch the trains, switch for passenger trains.
Yeah, so you and I both grew up listening to Grandpa tell stories about the Monon,
and
right?
watching plenty of these VHS tapes on the Monon.
Oh yeah, and he's got a VHS. For those of you out there, we love it. He's got a VHS library of a lot of neat Monon stuff. Yes. So all right, well we've got the trains out. We got the trains running. Why don't you grab your phone? We're operating off of these are Mike's Train House engines. I forgot to mention that.
Yes.
We're running Mike's Train House today. And show everybody we don't have the legacy remote going. We've got the DCS going today. George operating that one right off his phone. So George, let's you got the phone or the horn ready? Let's check some people in. For those of you who are just joining us on the stream, welcome. Kick back, relax, get something to drink, run some trains with friends. You're in for a special treat today. We're going over to Steve Koefferl's house, Long Island, New York. We're going to go down to his basement and wait till you see the playground down there. It's good stuff. So these are the people that are checking in. Welcome to be with us today. First one in the door today was Texas Trainmaster. George wanted to wear a cowboy hat today, but I told him he had to wear something else, Texas. I kid. Eastern Oklahoma Model Railroad Society is here, otherwise known as EOMRS. Good to see you again. Ours Train's always here. Always chippy on Saturday. Okay. Good to see him.
Oh.
George, I'm having some phone issues. Maybe there we go.
I'm trying to turn the horn volume up so it's easier.
Gotcha. All right. We've got Benjamin Ty here. And Ours Train's out doing some rail fanning today. He was checking in saying that. Did we got Benjamin Ty yet? We're not stingy around here. We'll give him another one. Let's see, WMG Vo's 1975 Productions is here. Mark Arnold's here. Get him a horn. Train Storm's here. Get that man a horn. And we've got the man himself checking in, Stephen Koferl. Stephen's here today.
Star of the show.
Yeah. This is going to be good stuff. Can't wait to go over and see your layout today. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully we'll have a lot of people come down there and see us check out your layout. Brian Burns is here.
Burnsy.
Trains and Things is here. Robert Searcy is here. Good to see everybody today. And I think that's everybody that's checking in.
Nice.
LJL's here. LJL Rail Yard's in the house. Guy can't forget LJL, that's for sure. And I think that's everybody who's checked in. So thanks for being here.
Angel Garcia.
Angel, yo.
And Ron Stevenson.
What up? Oh, Ron Stevenson's here. Hey, good to see you, Ron.
We're running off a DCS just for you.
Right, Ron. We got our DCS stuff going. We got that hooked up in the layout. Got it running off of we were never able to get one of the remotes, so we've got the Wi-Fi system running it off the phone. So yeah, MTH. For those of you who don't know, our good friend Ron Stevenson.
His old layout was featured on our channel as our 500 subscriber special. Man, it's been a long time, actually.
Yeah, 500 subscribers.
About a year ago, huh?
No, it's less than that. Well, maybe it is. Yeah, about a year ago.
500. It was the last track meet, right?
Yep.
Correct, yeah.
Oh, you got to check out that GFW Trains video. It's Ron Stevenson's 500 subscriber special. He has an awesome, or the video features an awesome layout. He's taking it down and he's building a new one in his house. But Ron likes to run MTH trains. He's an MTH guru. So we're taking a page out of his playbook, aren't we, George?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to roll through some comments here, George. Why don't you talk a little bit about that Monon set?
So the Monon set was actually released a couple years ago. Wasn't it released for Mr. Muffin's trains?
Yeah.
Amazing set. But yeah, I think they released this one. This was the first set of scale passenger cars that came out with Monon in the Monon paint scheme, and we had to get them just because my grandpa worked for the Monon and he just loves anything Monon. And he also has a pair of Lionel F units in the same paint scheme, and he likes to run those. But we asked him, since we had the DCS, if we could run these scale ones on our layout. He said, yeah, sure. So he let us use the Monons in the set, and this set's just amazing. I know they came out with a a golden black set too. We were gonna buy that, but somebody had got it before us.
Yeah, we were asleep at the switch on that one.
Yeah, but this set's. I think I like this set more than the black and gold.
I think I like that one too. Why were they a gray and red, or crimson and red, and crimson and gray?
It ran. Two of the stops were Purdue University, right?
Yep.
And then University of Indiana. This set was painted at the University of Indiana paint scheme, and then the black and gold ones were meant for Purdue. So yeah.
So Grandpa was asking if we were watching the virtual Indy 500 today. No, and don't watch it yet, Grandpa, because I'm going to watch it tomorrow. And I want to try and arrange it where all of our friends that go to Indy all watch it at the same time. So don't watch it. I'll coordinate with you a little bit later on today, and we'll do that. Trainstorm says, howdy everybody, happy Kentucky Derby. EOMRS says, hey George. Benjamin Ty says SREGNIF. I'm not sure what that means. You know what that one means? I'm sure that acronym has something about Saturday and it being awesome, for sure.
Yes. There's a lot of exclamation points, so I'm glad it's either bad or good.
Right.
There's no in between.
Texas Trainmaster's asking about the live stream being another good layout tour, and of course, Steve, wait till you see his layout. Not only is it a good layout tour, his basement is really cool, and Steve is a fascinating guy, longtime LCCA member. Grandpa's outside by his pond. A little bit of jealous. Today is one of those days where it's always fun to be in the basement with the train layouts, but it's so nice outside. So it was fun that one day when we ran the trains outside and had the stream, huh?
Yes.
Texas Trainmasters, my next live stream will be on Tuesday from 3 to 5. I know it will be a running session plus some trivia. And he says, I know how Benjamin likes trivia. Yep. Let's see here. Grandpa says, another on-time departure. Yep, trying to catch up here. Benjamin had to go feed his guinea pig.
Oh, hey. Cool. My friend had a guinea pig. He died though, but his name was Captain Crunch. He was
Crunch.
He's a real homie.
So home dog,
home pig.
Home pig. So 4141's running today. EOMRS says that he's got one of those. And Trainstorm says he has one in HO scale.
That's neat.
Yeah, and also has Spirit in it, also known as the 1943. We saw that one, George, didn't we?
Yes, correct.
Saw that where?
We saw that at the Proviso Yard in, I don't know where in Illinois. I think
Homewood.
Near Addison. Oh, Homewood?
I think.
Yeah, but we saw it at Proviso Yard when it was there. We're going to have to put some oil on those cars.
So Benjamin's asking about the first train on that set contest there.
So that's a fictional Great Northern unit. It's a fictional heritage unit. I got it when I was 9, I think. But yeah, I never got a chance to run it at its full potential because we never had a DCS unit. And since, that's one of the only Protoson 3 engines that we have, we had the DCS, why not, So.
Sure. Western Maryland Givo 1975 production says, before you attack me, I know that the Western Maryland isn't a real heritage unit, but it's a fictional heritage unit, and it is a sweet-looking heritage unit, fictional heritage unit. That's one of my favorites. For some reason, I like all of the fictional heritage units the best.
Because you don't ever see them.
Well, even the ones that I see, I love that Burlington one that you've got, George. That's a neat one, and that's a fictional.
You never see it outside, like on a real train.
Oh, right. I love this Great Northern one. That's a beautiful one. All right. So LGL saying hello from the Ohio Central Buckeye route. Ron's checking in. Good. Western Maryland Givo 1971 Production says, "Hey guys, it's me, Train Track Productions. I just changed my name."
Oh,
Gotcha.
cool.
All right, that makes sense. But he's got to go. And trade Western Maryland Givo 1975 Production. So we'll see you around the roundhouse.
Don't let the glitch on the way out.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea. Texas Trainmaster was wondering if you can do the passenger freight announcement sequence.
Yeah, next time it comes around, I'll do it.
Cool. Eastern Oklahoma Model Railroad Society says y'all should get the Kansas City Southern Veterans trains. I've seen it like 5 or 6 times. That's a sweet one. That would be a cool one to get. Benjamin Ty says 4006. Todd Anthony's here. Get that man a whistle, George. And he's saying greetings from Joliet.
Nice.
Good to see you.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Please hold.
There are some definite growing pains to using the phone. It opens up a lot of possibilities, but sometimes if you don't tend to it, it shuts off.
And we're gonna check this car that has a squeaky. This is annoying the heck out of me. What car do you think it is? I think it's that Katie one.
I think so too.
Yeah.
LGL says, "What's your favorite? Genesee and Wyoming Railroad Company?" I don't know. Thomas Eden, good to see you, Thomas. Thanks for checking in. We've got a great show today. We're headed over to Steve Koefferl's house. We're going to take a tour of his basement.
Wow.
Texas Trainmaster wants to know how your chicken nuggets for lunch was.
They were good.
Keegan Headley's checking in. Good to see you, Keegan. Thanks for coming by today. Stick around. Got a great show. Or a great live stream here. We're going on a field trip over to our good friend Stephen Koferl's layout. Should be good.
Found it.
EOMRS says, "Can someone tell me why train companies put other rail companies' train in their consist?" George can do that.
So basically, sometimes they'll lease engines. And when they lease engines, they put other people. So basically, a way railroads can, I guess, make money is they lease their engines for a little bit to other railroads, so they can use them. So they don't have to own the engines, but they have big power. And a lot of bigger railroads with big power lease their like ES-44s out to smaller railroads, so they can run their trains or have a lot of power on one train.
Sure. Yeah. LGL Rail Yard is Benjamin Ty says that my favorite Norfolk and Southern Heritage unit is the original Norfolk and Southern.
I like that one too. That one's my favorite.
George likes that one. And LGL Rail Yard's asking if you like the Kansas City Southern F units, George.
Of course I do.
That's a solid, of course. As I'm rolling through here, Brian Burns is asking if you could get a shout out. Yeah, Brian's got himself a new little YouTube channel. He's been putting up some cool videos of his trains and layouts at home. So why don't you check out his channel? That's good stuff. You've been doing some great work. We enjoy your content there, Brian. Keegan Headley says his favorite heritage unit of all time is a CP. I'd like to see that one. That is a beautiful one. I really enjoy those old gray and orange paint jobs. That is...
gray and brown?
That's what I meant, gray and brown. Then there's Connection. The CP is an
SMT Mainline. Welcome to the stream. Bill Coburnus.
Good to have you here, Bill. It's good to have you here.
Get you guys a whistle. Oh, no. Gotta restart the app. Sorry, guys.
Let's see here. And then Bill is saying that Proviso East is in Maywood. Proviso West is in Hillsdale. All right, gotcha. LGL Rail Yard says, Texas Trainmaster, is there any Genesee and Wyoming railroads in Texas?
They're in Wyoming.
George R. in Connecticut saw a video of a younger George beating an elder in racing.
Yeah, Bill Coburnus. I beat him in racing. He's in the stream right now.
Yeah. Let's see here. Bill says here.
Dude, on the fly.
Get there, gents. Checking in a little late. Running the Monon today, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Bill checking in. So, again, hey, SMT's in the house. Good stuff. Thanks for coming in here and checking in today. 4 o'clock hour, we're headed over to, if you're in and out today on the stream, I know that we're here for a long time, and sometimes people pop in, pop out, and enjoy this. Make sure you come back at the 4 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock Central, because we're headed over to Stephen Koferl's layout, and it's going to be, you're going to love it. It's going to make your head pop. He's got a really neat O-gauge layout in his basement. He's actually got 2 layouts in his basement. He's got an O-gauge one and a standard gauge one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, so it collects standard gauge too then, right?
Yeah, he's got a little of everything.
Just like me, just probably more standard gauge.
Right.
A little bit more O gauge.
So why don't you tell a little bit about that that video we just put out this morning and the train race part of it, George?
So basically, that was how we filmed that a long time ago.
2017.
Yeah, we have a bunch of just videos of us like when we were younger, man. We just strap the GoPro on trains and run them around layouts.
Yeah.
And, so there's probably SD cards like under beds that we don't know about that have like really good videos of us.
Since I haven't been able to get out and film any videos with George of any layouts, I've been trying to dig and find some fun videos, and that was some good video footage that we got crafted together.
Like, if you want to see some quality George video, I think there's this one SD card that I made on that blue camera. Remember that? Of me and Ryan, and we're down here on the old train land. I had just gotten the Dash 9. It's after Christmas. And he had gotten this robot thing. So first he came over here, he slept over here, and we ran trains. I got videos of that. And then there are videos of me and him in his basement.
Oh man, I've got to find this
thing.
I have got to find this. It's on the blue.
And this was before I had a YouTube channel too. It's on the blue camera. I'm not even sure if we have that camera.
No, that camera was a piece of junk. But yeah, if I can find that cat, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one.
Uncle Bill goes, George and CT really an elder? I am the king of train races.
Oh man, you whooped my butt yesterday, that's for sure. But that was only because my primary engine isn't there. I got my primary engine, I got the second piece of that, got it all put together today, and George threw down a little challenge of that. I wasn't going to show it off today, but George said, hey, how about if we do something?
So basically what we're doing is we're putting the train race engine in each string, and you have to find it. You're welcome to say if you can, or if you found it. Just don't say what it is. Just keep it a surprise for people.
And Bill, to answer your question, I got my tail kicked. I lost both series. Both series I had right there in my hands. The finish line was in sight with no contest.
Dude, it was a J.R. Hildebrand story. It's Cinderella.
Oh my gosh. No, he crashed.
Oh no,
George.
yeah, I'm sorry.
He crashed.
Stepsisters.
Alexander Rossi's story.
Wait.
Hildebrand crashed in the last corner of the race.
Yeah, that was you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Cinderella story is Alexander Rossi winning his rookie year on fumes. The Indianapolis 500, for those of you that don't know. All right. Need to get something different the way that I scroll through these. But I think we're on track right up over here, guys. Keegan Headley says, he's leaving. Good to see you again. Thanks for checking in, but he'll be back in time to go to the other layout, 4 o'clock hour. Make sure you check in on that. Thanks to everybody for being here. We realize that we have kind of a long show, but we'd like to just kick back and relax, talk with friends, run train with friends. MTH running on the layout today, right, George? Running it through the DCS on the app.
My phone. I'm probably going to have to restart it again.
So we've got the Monon Thoroughbred on one track and the Great Northern SD70 on the other track. Running that through DCS with the Wi-Fi over here. So George is running it with the app on his Wi-Fi. Todd Anthony is saying it's too nice to be in the basement. That's for sure, Todd. Today is a bad day to be in the basement. SMT says we have a Genesee and Wyoming Railroad out here in Canada. It's called the Q&G, the Quebec and Gatineau. Oh, that's neat. I didn't know that. I didn't know they went all the way there into Canada too.
Well, it's like a huge railroad
network
of short lines. So similar to the Illinois RailNet, just Illinois RailNet's owned by different companies.
Because we've seen them up here, we've seen them down in Louisiana, we've seen them all over the place, haven't we?
And in fact,
but I had no idea they were up in Canada.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they're all just different railroads, just like but
part
they're
of a
owned
network
by the Genesee and Wyoming.
Gotcha.
And actually, did you know that the person that owns Illinois RailNet also owned the Hudson Bay Railway?
Did not know that. That
So
explains
why
they had the engines out here.
60s, yes.
So Ron says he's got it. Ron Stevenson says he's got to run, but he'll be back for the layout tour. Well, thanks for coming around. We'll see you hopefully for the layout tour.
Tim, welcome to the stream. TDF One.
Good show. Oh. Thanks for coming in. Anthony says great peach tea here and ice today. Well, you know what? Forgot I got my iced tea over here too. Get a little swig of that. Bill Caberna says, Wally, I thought I was going to see the video of you and I racing with the camera on the train. I viewed that one a couple weeks ago. It's epic. You're going to have to share that one with me. I don't think I've got that footage right there quick. But that is an epic one.
It's already on the channel. You posted on the Los Humongos channel.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the... I don't think that's the one he's talking about, but it might be. But we have an epic one of you and I racing on the Los Humongos channel. Or no, not on the Los Humongos channel. I'm sorry. On this channel. I had it posted a long time ago on the Los Humongos channel. I scooped it down and put it up on George's channel.
Yeah. But, yeah.
So EOMRS says, hey, GFW, I need a question. Should I get Kato M1's track set, no switches, or the M2 set?
M2.
George is a big fan of switches. I don't know if you knew that. Bill Caberna says, I see the red rocket in the background. Still want to see you light those rockets up.
We're going to have to get like a piece of straight track one day, just like all the way down the cul-de-sac and just, turn on the power and,
Yeah. I actually thought he was talking about his Texas Special over here, but he's talking about, or not Texas Special, his Katie, MKT, the Streamliner over here, but he's talking about the Red Rocket. I like that. Some new names. We got, rather than the Texas Special, we can call that one the Red Rocket, and yours is, or the Marine Train is Blue Rock. Blue Rock.
S&T says, I think the Genesee and Wyoming operates in the UK, Canada, the US, and Australia. Maybe
wow.
More. Yeah, they are pretty big railroad.
Yeah, I had no idea. So Texas Trainmaster says we used to have one, the Dallas, Garland, and Northeastern, and it used to be under the Genesee and Wyoming. Now it's its own railroad. Interesting.
Transtorm says, hey, George, have you thought about getting the Legacy Polar Express? Thought about it.
Oh, yeah. Love that engine. Love that engine.
Got a Burke over here. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's right. You can see the tender right there. It's a scale Burke, but it's pretty neat. We just don't have the tender for it.
We saw the cars the other day for a pretty good deal on OGR for them, and I just
don't have
one of those things. Yeah, that's a neat set, but that one gets a pretty good premium for it.
It's like seeing a Vision Line Big Boy for like $1,400. It's a good deal, but where are you going to get $1,400?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you don't have $1,400. It might as well be $4 million for $4,000 for that matter.
But, yeah.
So Charleston Railfanners in the house. George checking in. Thanks for coming by. Got an awesome show over here today. Saturday we're taking a field trip just like we did last Saturday to Ars Trains. Going to Stephen Koferl's house. We'll be there. We're planning on rolling into his house about the 4 o'clock hour. Knock on wood, everything is going to go well. Wait till you see his basement. It's like a Trainee X playground down there.
It's amazing.
Yep, he's a neat guy. Long time model railroader, long time LCCA guy. So, yeah.
I see the DCS is functioning okay. Yeah,
so far, so good. Yeah. Knock on wood quick, George. Knock on wood. So far, so good with the DCS. Iron Fox 7's here, George. Always good to see Iron Fox 7. And you know what? Seeing Iron Fox 7 here kind of brings me to another thing. You guys what's been going on in the Discord group? And before you begin, so the Next Gen Trainiacs have been getting together in the Discord group. There's a link down below in the description for the live stream. They've been getting together. They've been chatting trains. They chat trains all the time. There's some real characters on there. In fact, today you guys got together and had a call together, didn't you?
Yeah, it was fun. We talked about a lot of steam, operating steam.
Well, that's neat, George.
Yeah.
Now, how does that work? Like, on the members, you throw out an invite that says, hey, we're having a call where we're all talking together?
I'm not 100% sure how I got that to work, but it works.
Yeah, and I think the next step would be to do, like, a voice one, too, right?
That's what we did today.
Oh, I'm sorry, a video one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can do that on Discord, but,
okay.
You can
Good.
do the voice
we can look into that. I'm pretty sure you can, but the voice one is really cool. I like that in and of itself. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
North American Trains is here. Thanks for coming in. Give them in No.
Dang.
Got some lighting
Sunset's
effects here.
going down.
Yeah. We had one of our fluorescent lights go out about a week ago, and now the second one just went out there, and oh no, I don't know how to. Hopefully it's just the light bulb.
Oh, do you want me to
the last one went out.
It might be the switch.
No. Oh yeah, maybe. I don't think so, but it could be. Why don't you check that out? And I tried to fix the other one, and I just made it worse, which sometimes I have a tendency to do. There you go. Oh, it's just a switch.
Bruh.
That's good news for me. I'm glad I didn't try and dissect that. So George is over there holding it. Why don't you stay there for the next hour and a half so the lights stay on, George?
You bet.
That way I don't have to hear about you winning the race and skunking my butt yesterday. Well, I'm telling you, let me ask you this, George. You see my engine that I got for $20. Could that have beaten your engine?
Yes.
It is pretty sweet, isn't it?
Custom.
Custom? I made it myself. Got parts, put it all together. George saw it and his eyes popped out of his head, didn't you?
Dude, yeah, it's like better than the real thing, honestly, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's so much better than the Lionel one.
So I ordered the parts. It came in 2 separate shipments. Again, it's somewhere in the video here today. So we'll put it in the video every day. We'll see who the first person is who might be able to catch what it is. But yeah, no, I got that. And man, George will even admit that would have skunked yours by far, wouldn't it?
Yes.
My backup train, literally my backup train.
Just like yeah.
It didn't work so well.
Just praying, man. It's like, please do not come. But, yeah, I'm kind of scared for next week. I don't know what I'm gonna race.
Yeah.
That other race engine's probably.
Well, we're racing next week. The challenges are the gang cards.
Yeah.
Why don't you show everybody what the gang card challenge is, George?
So I got both of these from my grandpa. This one is the first one I got. Actually, no, I think you got this one for me, right?
I'm pretty sure they both came from Grandpa.
Okay.
In all honesty, like everything, it's like
Comes from Grandpa.
comes from Grandpa.
Yeah,
Like the genesis of everything.
So I got this one from my grandpa when I was really little, and I use this one a lot. One of the men is missing, and then the handrail's missing, and a bunch of stuff's missing on it. But it goes fast, really fast. Well, fast for a gang car. And then this one I got when I was a little older. I think I was old enough to appreciate this, if you know what I mean. I got this one, and my cousin got the trolley car. Even though I kind of wish I got the trolley car to this day, because we have our trolley cars broken.
Broken?
I
Bad.
don't know
It's
what
broken
happened.
badly.
Yeah,
It came broken, I think.
Oh,
Well,
it
it didn't come broken, but it wasn't well.
It was working at one point, and then it broke, and I was sad. And I don't
It's-
know.
it's-
That like I've always wanted to get one of those yellow trolley.
Oh. Got a little head-end collision right there underneath the camera. Head-end collision. So George will be out for a little bit of time. So, well, not that long. EOMRS says, okay, M1 it is. I can buy the switches later. Uncle Bill's asking, George, have you tried putting that tin plate Amtrak engine? The tin plate, because it came in the tin plate box, right?
Yes.
With the train behind the Monon. That might be a good one. Fun one to do, huh?
What do you mean?
Put the Amtrak running behind the thoroughbred passenger cars?
Like
Or running in front of the...
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, Uncle Bill coming through with that. See
if any circuit breakers.
So Bill says he made the switch over from toy trains to live steam trains last weekend. He was doing that in his trailer as we went over by his house, and he's looking forward to smelling some coal in the next couple of weeks.
He's got one of the coolest live steam engines ever. It's the Northern Pacific number 84. It's based off of a real operating steam engine, if I'm not mistaken.
Consolidation, right?
Yes. Although he said it doesn't look like the real thing. It's got the same number, the same wheel configuration.
Okay.
But he said that it's really cool. And he's got a passenger side to go with it. He's got a bunch of cars. He's got a crane car, which is really neat.
Oh, that thing's amazing.
And it's funny too. I remember one time. So those engines, they are big enough where you have to operate them like real trains, but they're small enough where you can
not get killed.
Yeah. Well,
well,
you can
lose
lose body parts from it. But you can't get killed, or it just depends on how you run your trains. Yeah, and so I remember one time we had to actually use his crane to put an engine back on the track, because that's how heavy they are. You can't just pick them up and put them back on the track.
Oh, right, I remember that.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool, or it wasn't cool like while we were doing it, but afterwards, like looking back. Just,
Uncle Bill's wondering how come the old golden arrow isn't on a shelf that says winner.
Oh,
you gotta rub it in.
It's in the process.
Gotta rub it in,
it's in the process, man. He gave me a shelf. And that I think I'm gonna turn into like train racing shelves. So I'm gonna put blue,
that is actually a good idea.
Blue,
I like that.
Blue, the golden arrow.
The golden arrow. Oh.
My soon to be my gang car, or my soon to win gang car. It's gonna be good. Because after they win, they all go into retirement, never coming back out.
That golden arrow barely made it. Those gears were stripping at it. It was stripping. Stripping. See, EOMRS says, can anyone send me photos of track plans for N scale for a 3x5 table? If you can, send it to my email. All right. That'd be kind of cool. And Tim's asking if you're going to be drug tested after that head-on collision there. Actually, what happens sometimes is we get so into the stream that right down here is the button for the crossover. And if you lean into the button, then the trains will cross over and do a head-on. And I think that's what George did. So George is starting up the MTH stuff there.
I always hate that. Like when trains, I hate the sound of wheel flips.
Yeah?
Yeah, it just makes me cringe.
Texas Train Master says, let me ask you guys this. I was on Train World's website, and I found a pre-war tin plate state set for $50,000 standard gauge. You think it's worth that much? Well, probably not. But I can tell you that some of those standard gauge sets, when they're in the box with all of the parts and everything, they carry a premium. And that state set might be one of the most sought after standard gauge sets in and of itself. Remember that one time we were watching American Pickers and he bought a state set?
Yeah, and it did really bad.
And he thought he was getting a really good piece, and it was all reproduction. I think that might have been one of the only times they had. We always like it when they've got trains on there.
Oh yeah, but
that time it got burned. That's one of the few times on American Pickers where you see that they get burned. LGL Rail Yard says, "Hey guys, I'm back. Good to see you here, LGL Rail Yard. Good to see. If you come and go, let me just tell you this: if you come and go, make sure that you're here at 4 o'clock. Starting at 4 o'clock, our friend Stephen Koferl is going to be on our channel. We're going to take a tour of his layout. It's really cool. Wait till you see it. It's out in Long Island, New York. It's in his basement, and it is a Trainiacs playground. So much neat stuff going on. I say layout. He's got 2 layouts there, actually. So we'll get a chance to see both of those. But if you're in, you're out. It's okay. We get it. We're out here for a long time. It's just about relaxing, running trains, having a sip of iced tea or having some iced tea and hanging out. So if you are hanging out, coming and going, make sure that make sure you're here at the 4 o'clock hour when we're going over to Stephen's house, because that's going to be a treat. That's a really nice spot, a really neat spot to go. So I'm excited about going there. I got a chance to go there yesterday, hang out with him for a while. We had a good time. And I can't wait to share his layout. I only hope that I do it justice. It's so neat, George.
Oh, yeah.
And make sure that when you have a chance, you have an opportunity, his YouTube channel link is below. He's got some I think he's an underrated channel. He's got some neat footage of different things. He's a car collector. He's taken some really cool vacations and got some neat videos up there. So check out his videos, subscribe to his channel. But the creme de la creme is wait till you see his layout. This is going to be really good. Really good. Charles Morehouse says hello. We're actually telling Charlie's Model Trains hello. But we're saying hello to him. Good to see you. LGL Rail Yard says that Genesee and Wyoming has a couple of Ohio railroads, Indiana and Ohio, and now in the Instinct Ohio Railroad. Interesting. And he says that Genesee and Wyoming took over the Ohio Railroad in 2008.
The Ohio Central.
That's what I meant. That's what I said.
Sammy!
That's what I said.
Welcome to the stream, Sammy. Welcome.
All right, Sammy's here. Good to see you. Good to see you, Sam. We're running. Tell Sammy what we're running.
So we're running the Monon F units, which I'm sure you've seen on Grandpa's layout, and then we are running my Great Northern SD70, which I don't think you've ever seen run, but it's running now. So.
And we're running. What's the brand, George? What's the difference of what we're doing today? This is kind of interesting.
So we're running MTH off my phone.
DCS wireless.
Yes.
And it's neat because we've got it we're running off of our house wireless, and it runs through an app, so it does everything and more that you can do on the regular remote control. And it'll run not only MTH, but it can also run Legacy. I mean, it's really amazing what you can do on the app. But it's cutting edge technology. We don't have it all worked out yet, do we? So as you know, we generally run a lot of Lionel, but we also love our MTH, don't we, George?
Sammy says my dad. Nice. My dad says hi.
All right.
Well, hey,
Uncle Bob. How you doing? My brother. He's my brother looks just like me, but just not as good looking and a little bit more chubby. Ooh, that one just went out there to all of our dozen subscribers watching right now. There's literally dozen people watching us right now.
Dozens of people, or hundreds of dollars on the line.
And there's a couple of dollars on the line, George.
Sammy says, "Hey, how is everybody doing?" Yeah.
Good.
So,
good.
If you don't know, Sammy was on the stream a
couple weeks ago.
Actually, a week ago.
Ours was on a week ago. So
yeah, correct. So a couple of weeks ago, it's pretty fun. Yeah, he's got an amazing layout. He did it all by himself.
Yeah.
He had a little bit of help from his parents, but most of it, Sammy says, my dad says, in your dreams.
Is Stephen Koferl saying hi to Sam? All right. Good. We had to talk about Sam's. Steve and I did, and he thought Sammy's layout was really cool. I really liked his layout too. Texas Trainmaster says, do you think next Saturday I can be a guest, or you have someone else? Just wondering we've got someone lined up, but I've got in the back of my head, Texas, that perhaps there's a day that you can come on and we can do a trivia segment with you. So got that in my back of my head, but it's not easy to have somebody come on. There's a lot of like back channel stuff that we have to do, and so it's sometimes it's not just like calling up. So when I say that I'm getting to it, I'm working on that. I've got a couple of people in the hopper that want to do this as well. But I think it would be fun maybe to have you on for a little segment to do some train trivia. So we'll get there. LGL Rail Yard says, Jerry Joe Jacobson collection of steam locomotive, diesel locomotives, and vintage rolling stock got a new home in Sugar Creek called the Age of Steam Roundhouse. Sugar Creek where? Do you know? LGL, give us an education on that if you would, please. LGL says that Jerry Joe Jacobson sadly died in 2017. Trainstorm says, I tried running my MTH trains with the DCS app, but it didn't work. You have to have a separate router, correct?
Yeah, we have ours over here.
The Wi-Fi, it comes with the Wi-Fi. If you're using the Wi-Fi, you don't have to have a separate router if you don't want. It works both ways. You can use just the Wi-Fi unit, or you can run it through your router. We've done both. But one of the reasons we're running it through our router right now, and the only reason why we're running it through the router right now, is so that you can use your phone at the same time. You can do other things. You can look at the internet while you're when you're running trains, rather than having just the dedicated. Not only that, you can switch. You can switch back and forth between Lionel and the Mike's Train House without having to go find the wireless unit every time you switch back and forth. So. Running it through the router is a little bit easy, but both with the Lionel Wi-Fi and the MTH Wi-Fi, you don't have to have it running through a router. You don't even have to have internet for that matter. You can run it right off of it. It sends a broadcast signal. So James Trains is here, George.
Welcome to the stream, James.
He says, sorry I'm late. I was cutting down my cherry tree. Just like George Washington. Did you tell lies? George Washington never told lies? Teeth? Cut down cherry trees? Had wooden teeth.
Yeah, man. I wonder if he used the wood from that cherry tree
for his teeth. Yeah. Oh. And the Monon like that one too. Got a horn from the Monon on that. Did you check him in? James Trains with a horn. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming in.
By the Mona.
So good to see you here. We're getting real close to the 4 o'clock hour. We're going to go and see Stephen. It's going to be fun.
What do we talk about next? Your racing train.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
So, so basically what we're doing is, he wanted to show it off today, but I'm like, wait. Say we should put it in every single stream until next Friday to see if anybody's seen it. And it's in this stream right now. So just, look around, and then it's in the camera right now. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but it's on the camera. And it's a custom job by my dad. He did a really nice job.
Did it myself.
Oh, yeah.
Had a good time making it, actually. It was something I saw, like how to make it, George. I saw it before you were born.
You saw somebody make one?
No, I saw it in a magazine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw it in a magazine, Classic Toy Trains magazine, one of my favorite magazines. Saw the directions on how to make it, and I've always had it in the back of my mind, like wanting to make that one.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out a good train for the $20 challenge after I threw that one down, and it just came to me about trying to make that train because it's something that you can make. It's really cool, and it's something you can make really cheap. So
spend $23 on it.
It's $23.
And it's cheaper than the real line now.
I bought one part for $19, and I bought the other part for $3. $19.99. So actually, it was $22.99, George.
Haha. Yes. But yeah, so it's not. It's behind it's yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's in the stream right now.
So Iron Fox 7 says, what do we need to do to be a person on the stream on Saturday? Well, I don't know. There really isn't any process, but maybe that's something we can on the Discord we can talk about. So we don't really have a process. LJ Aurelia says. Iron Fox says the cup holder is the.
It's behind me.
Yes, yeah. That's a good guess. I like it.
What? Anyways, so yeah, so it's gonna be in every stream until Friday, and yeah. So, anyways,
hold on a second. Did you film it? I think Tim just won. Just won the contest. The contest didn't last very long.
Yeah, do you want me to go grab it?
Yeah. All right, hold on. George is gonna go grab this one. So this was my my original plan for the $20 challenge. I December 2004 issue of Classic Toy Trains had an article on how to make this. So that is my train for the $20 challenge right there. Let me hold it up again.
It's kind of like a dragster right now.
So, and let me tell you what it is. This is kind of fun. So the top is a shilling whistle. It started its life as a shilling whistle. And what I did is I cut off the back, the whistle part, and underneath here, I cut out all of the guts of the whistle. And then the whistle cost me $3 on eBay. So cut out the whistle. I painted a piece of wood here, a black piece of wood, glued it on the back so you can't see the whistle part anymore where I cut out the whistle. Like I said, in the bottom here, I cut out the actual whistle part of the whistle. So the mouthpiece of the whistle was here, and then the inner of the whistle was here. So I cut that out, and then the other, so that was one piece. That was the piece that didn't come yesterday, was the whistle part. And then on the inside is, this is the guts of a 1666. Fresh with an E-unit, and it runs like a little top, and it's fun little train to run. So it's got an E-unit on there. You can see I had to cut a little hole in the top for the E-unit to come through, but cut a little hole in the top. And the train turned out, I thought it turned out really, really nice. One of the things that I still have to do right now, all I've got is the top is put on with two-sided tape. I've got to figure out a way where I can take the top and have that screwed down. But it's a neat little train. George, let's
run it.
Yeah, let's run that real quick. It'll be one of the last things that we do before we go over to Stephen's house.
Oh, by the way, Pops.
What's up?
Anything cool. I'm gonna order some of those spikes.
Which ones?
This one, I don't know. It's
All right. I got to do that. So, train strings, I have an HO scale Thomas and the rest of the cast. Some of my first trains.
That's cool.
And then Texas Train Master saying, what the heck? LGL Rail says the real Thomas the Tank Engine has only one whistle, but the stories and the series has Thomas with twin whistles. Interesting. This one with the shilling, it has two whistles there. Tim says something seemed out of place in the yard, and Tim says that's cool. So, all right, so here we go, guys. Actually, let's put it on back over here so people can see it.
It's just, it's going to go up. No,
There we go.
Whoa!
Anyway, it turned out pretty good, I think. Fun little engine. We're going to have to tweak that up before we race her. But, 1666 bottom. 1666 front. What the problem is that the E unit isn't tweaked yet. I just put that on there. I haven't had a chance to run her since we've got it on. But if we set the E unit, it'll roll through. But every time it hits a switch, the E unit seems to be resetting. There we go. Now she's running nice. On cue. So Bill Koepfer says, look at you being so industrial. You like that, Bill? You like it? Iron Fox says, I know there's a legacy remote for accessories and one for trains. But is there another one? Not that I know of, for legacy.
I think there's only one legacy remote.
Yeah.
I'm probably thinking of the Lion Chief Plus stuff. That's not legacy. That's its own command system. Which is nice because you don't have to have all the belt or like the whole system to have all the bells and whistles. But it doesn't run on all the engines.
So Grandpa says in a galaxy a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, that's what he used to use for train races, was a 1666 or 1668.
Whoa.
LJL Rail Yard says, do you like the Hocking Valley Scenic Railroad?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, where's that one at, LJL? Give us an education. He says you should have your own day out with Thomas on your railroad. I would like that. Thomas is where it all starts. I'm a little bit old for Thomas. Thomas wasn't around when I was that, but I'm sure like most of the people in the next gen, that was one of the things that they loved is Thomas. I can tell you, Thomas is always fun to watch. I enjoyed watching even when I was older. LGL Real says that we should use that Thomas, put some American coaches behind it, and they have it with a pusher diesel. Yeah, we use the 4041 as a pusher diesel. Bill Koepfer does it for the train races. Dad says it was 1666 and 1668 when he used to race. And then Bill says the train race locomotive for 2037. We talked about that one too. Texas Train Master says, show that Thomas on camera, please. I didn't get a good look at it. All right, we'll do that in just a second. Iron Fox says there's two remotes, one that says Lionel and the other one that says Legacy. I'm not familiar. The only Legacy remote that I'm familiar with is this Legacy remote. That comes on the 990 base.
You can control accessories on it.
And you can control. Oh, you only might be I know that there's an actual another Legacy remote, which is a Cab 2, which looks like this, but doesn't have the it's blue and doesn't have the antenna. That one will operate Legacy. There is an accessory controller, ACS, that comes off of LCS. That's not a remote. K-Line came out with an accessory remote. K-Line's accessory remote looks like that. So those are the remotes that I'm aware of. So maybe that's something you guys can discuss more on the Discord group. But that's what I'm aware of on there.
I found out a way to control the E-header on here.
Oh, George. I've got to do that. That ran like a top before I put the Thomas part on there, so I got to fix that. We'll do that later. So, Texas Trainmaster says, I still love the original Thomas with George Carlin. I like that one too. LGR Rail, Trainstorm says, I hate the Thomas now that's animated because they won't know what it's like with classic models. I know. It's kind of a shame that they went away from those models. George was telling me about how they used to use different things to control the Thomas model on that. One for the two transformers, one for the remote, one for the face and the eyes, right, George?
Yeah.
So LGR Railsyard says Hocking Valley Scenic Railroad is in Nelsonville, Ohio. All right, thanks. EOMRS says, sorry I was so quiet. James Ring is here. Says, hey, it's me. Sorry I'm so late. Thanks for coming by, James. We get you a whistle, but George is too busy running Thomas. Well, no, always fun to run Thomas, isn't it, George?
Oh,
yeah. You're right. It looks like a gangster right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
George Worderick says, isn't the Hocking Valley the one that runs at Cuyahoga Park, or is it different? I'm not sure. There we go. Again,
Too much on it. Anyways, probably we could put it away.
James Ring says, can I do some Thomas trivia? All right, let's hit us with some Thomas trivia. We're about ready to head over to James' house here, 4 o'clock. But hit us with some Thomas trivia before we head over there. James, hit us with that Thomas trivia. So, yeah, I've always liked Thomas. It was cool. Ringo Starr was a good one. Ringo Starr, George Carlin. There's some good. Alex Baldwin. I think Alec Baldwin was one of them too. Always fun to see those guys in that role playing or being the host for the Thomas. The
narrator.
The narrator. That's what I meant. Big words. George's got the high class education. I don't have the high class education. So LGR Rail Yard, hey George, LGR Rail Yard says, can you sing the Thomas and Edge of the theme song?
I don't even know it.
Absolutely not. All right. Iron Fox 7 says, can we text answers?
Yeah. Yes. You can.
James Ring says, who was the original creator of the Thomas and Friends book series, and why did he make it? Is it Audrey? I can't remember his first name. Something Audrey, and I don't know why he made it. Anybody else with some input on that one?
Trains are cool. I like.
James, quick, give us the answer to that one, and then hit us with another question, because I've got to start winding up here to see if I can get my good friend James on the phone.
Just had to run the cap forward, you know. It's a
we made it all the way to the 4 o'clock hour without that word being said once. Reverend Wilbur Audrey made it for his 6th son. Texas Trainmaster thinks that George Carlin was the best one. LGL Rail Yard is asking, all right, this is a good one. I don't know this one, and I'm curious as to what the answer is. Who is Gordon's brother?
I know, but I'm not going to say it. If I did it, make me seem...
All right, let me... and in the meantime, guys, I'm sorry about getting right up onto the... I'm going to try and get a hold of This is my hold your breath moment where I'm hoping that everything comes out right. Calling up Steve right now. Down, but he's hey, there we go.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great, Steve. Hold on, let me get you up on the stream here, everybody. Here he comes. Hey. All right, so those of you just tuning in, this is Stephen Koferl. He is somebody that's been hanging out with us, running trains, and I asked him if he would come on our live stream here because he has got an amazing layout. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Hey, Wally and George, how you doing?
Doing great. How's the weather out there? You're from Long Island, right?
Long Island. It is beautiful today, about 70 degrees out.
Nice. God has blessed us with a beautiful day here in Chicago,
That's
too.
right.
So, as soon as we get done with the stream, we're getting out of the basement.
There you go.
But I don't know if I would ever want to get out of your basement if I was there. That looks like
still want to get out and enjoy it. I tell you.
I've been telling everybody what a neat spot it was. I had a chance to go through there yesterday, and you showed me around a little bit. I can't wait to show everybody else around.
Sure. What do you want to do first?
Well, actually, I want to ask a couple questions about you and how you got into trains and everything like that. You mind doing that with me? Uh-oh. Hold on a second. We had this problem
yesterday.
Yep.
Video.
There we go.
Yep.
I think we got you back audio, but not video.
Yes.
Minecraft
all right.
Graphics.
All right. Let's just roll with this for a second. I might need to give you a call back, Steve, all right?
Okay, doke.
All right.
So, you want a little background on the layout? Or?
Well, let me ask you this first. So you have got a lot of trains. You showed me that the other day. How was it that you got started with trains, Steve?
Well, when I was born, my parents had to build an extension on the house because it was twins coming, and the house was too small. So they added double the size of the house the year I was born, which meant we had a much larger basement, and it was about 2 or 3 years later, we built a new layout down there, and that's the first memories I have of trains. And I got to play with all my brother's trains as well as my own on that layout. I went digging today and actually found some pictures of that layout, and a picture of me back then. So
no kidding.
I have that. Yeah.
No kidding. Well,
I was really looking for the first layout I built here, but I don't know where those pictures are. I'm sure I'll come across them and I'll put them up on the channel someday and whatnot. Like I said, back when that layout was built here, everything was shot in VHS tape.
Sure.
So I got to convert all that over. The layout at home, everything would have been shot in 8mm. So.
Oh, no kidding.
That has to be digitalized as well, yeah. But I did come across a few photos. Also, I came across some photos of the initial design of the layout here and the actual construction of it. So, I can share those with you as well.
Sure. Hold on a second here. We've got your audio just fine, but your video that's coming up is rather pixelated. And I know that yesterday that when I called you back, that was one way that I can solve that. So let me try and give you a call back, and hopefully we'll get the pixelated image straightened out here. So just a second, please.
Sure.
Hang with us, everybody. We'll get Steve right back on here. James, why don't you hit us on this trivia question while we're waiting? All right, that's good. Hold up on that one. We got him back. We got good picture now this time. Hold on. All right. Oh, all right. Good. So, where were we at? So your family built the extension on the layout or the house. started running trains, got into trains. How old were you then, would you say?
Well, I'd say it was probably about 4 or 5 when that layout was completed.
So what? You've been into trains then about 14 years? Were you about 28?
Let's say 62, 63 years.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's great. So in this whole train thing, you've built a bunch of different layouts then, right?
A bunch of layouts, and me and my brother have been collectors for years. The only thing is I tend to run mine. Same with my antique autos. When I get an auto, I want something that people can touch, feel, enjoy, hands-on.
Yeah, right on. Right. George likes that one. George likes that. He doesn't
That's
like it.
my attitude.
He doesn't like it when anyone says. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't want it to sit in a box, and I've got too much stuff sitting in boxes here right now.
So then, what's your favorite, or what do you like to collect specifically?
It just has to be something that catches my fancy. I do collect a lot of Southern Pacific Daylight era. And you're going to see my favorite engine on the layout, and I know it's yours, is the cab forward.
Yeah!
all right, hold on. We got to include you in on the game. Everybody take a drink with the cab forward.
There we go.
Good times. So go ahead, George.
So then what do you like to run the most?
Mostly modern era. I do have some post-war that runs well. The test layout, which is dedicated to the tin plate and whatnot, I tried getting the tin plate up and operating on this layout, but just ran into complications, and I said I got to set something up separate for that. I also have some G-gauge, so I do try to run trains out in the summer outside.
Wow.
So Steve, we're getting some questions from people over here, and they're asking if you like the Long Island Railroad.
Long Island Railroad, one of my favorites. Obviously, Pennsylvania Railroad, because the ownership of the Long Island Railroad there. I do have some New York Central. But like I said, I have a bunch of different things. The 671 steamer, that was a turbine that my brother had, so of course that had a special feeling. The Santa Fe engines, I have the remake of it. He has the originals with all of the passenger cars that go with it and whatnot. The tin plate, my mother had some, and as I had said yesterday, her brother was a plumber by trade, and a lot of times had to take items in trade, and it was always trains. And of course, my brother got those.
I told George that last night, that story, and George's response was, how do I become a plumber?
Yeah. I would have loved to have worn this today, but unfortunately, I told you the story. I've lost quite a bit of weight.
Oh, look at that! So I'm just a few trains away from being featured on an episode of Hoarders. Isn't there? There's a lot of truth behind that, isn't there?
Oh, God. Yeah. And a lot of friends come to me when they want to get rid of their childhood memories and whatnot. So there are so many baskets under the table with trains that need attention now. Need to be cleaned up, repaired, the missing parts, try to acquire and put them back together. I always enjoy doing that, along with my other hobbies. Like I said, music boxes, old Victrolas, old televisions, the antique cars. I built a grandfather clock, which is upstairs, and I have a station regulator yet to put together. And that's another hobby I want to get on.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, life's too short. Too many things to do and not enough time to do it in.
Right, right. Well, that's cool. You talk a little bit about cars. So you not only into model trains, but obviously a lot of other hobbies, but also into cars as well. I've been talking about your YouTube channel, and you've got your cars up on the YouTube channel. You've got a couple of cars that are featured in those videos. Why don't you tell us?
The first one that I got was the red convertible. That's a Model A. That's early 28, which was one of the earliest ones. He shut down in 27 production. His son Etzel had convinced him it was time to shut down and build something that was a little more modern than the Model T. So I acquired that. Me and my wife worked on restoring it. It had been restored by a husband and wife. It was one of 32 different Model A's they had restored, and she had kept 2 for her sons. And when he passed away, she had told them that, one was for each of them, and neither son wanted, so they were put up for auction. And that's how I acquired the red convertible.
Very cool.
But we took it all apart, had to put new springs, build the chassis back up, new roof on it, from top to, bottom to top. We worked on her and whatnot. But it's still, as they said, it's not a show car. But to me, it's a car. That's what I said. When I take it to shows, people will go, well, they don't want their kids to touch
it.
No.
Fingers!
Hop in, take pictures. That's what it's about.
Oh, I love it.
So, and then of course, I bought the Model T. I said, well, I've got the Model A, one of the first. I want it one of the last off the assembly line of the Model Ts. And the touring cars were very expensive in Model A's, but Model T's, as my friend told me when I started collecting, he says, buy one of those. He says, everyone that drove them's gone. So nobody wants to buy them anymore. You can get good deals on them.
Yeah, right.
So I bought that one, and I finished that one up last year. I've got it ready to go for inspection, and it's on the road, plates on it and whatnot.
No kidding.
So,
you've got, and sorry to interrupt, but you've got the videos of all of these cars on your channel, right? This is just trying to prime the pump for people to go back to your channel and take a look at some of this neat stuff.
And then you'll see a picture of me with one in a museum. It's a black 1902 curved dash Oldsmobile. Well, I have one that's in need of total restoration, and I bought that. It was on the market on eBay and whatnot, and it was a bidding war, and I was like, forget it. I dropped out, and I later reached out to the guy because it never met the base price that he needed to get. And we arranged, and I purchased it the next day, and then it was, how are we going to ship it there? I don't want it to go this way. It has to go that way and whatnot. And he says, it comes from some strange-sounding town up there. So I said to him, you mean Lake Ronkonkoma? He goes, how would you know that? I said, well, I think I know the family that owned the car and whatnot. It sat on the roof of an auto museum, and I said, it's in pretty rough shape, but, I want to put that thing back together and whatnot. So the first thing was a search for a body, and I did find one about a year later in Pennsylvania, and me and my brother made a trip there and brought it home and whatnot. So, in fact, that one sat in my den for about 2 years.
In your den?
Yeah. And then I moved it out. It's now in the garage, the body. But, so now that I'm done with the 2 Fords, I'm going to move on to that Oldsmobile. But, too many hobbies. And as I said, my trains suffered for a long time. They've just sat idle here. So,
oh, yeah, right. You go one from the next to the next to the next, huh? We've got some people here that are saying that they'd love to see your car collection. And again, just to pump your channel, you've got some really cool videos of not only your trains, but also your cars on there too, right?
Right. The video of the cars is actually it's a slideshow put music or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was the best way I could do that. I didn't bother to do a lot of before and after photos. I should have done more of that. Like I said, the layout here, I do have those photos. I'll give you a rough idea of how it started, what it looked like, and whatnot. So.
Well, cool. As long as we're on the talking about the layout, George has been needling me over here saying, Dad, I want to see the train layout. Do you have those pictures right at your fingertips there?
I'm going to take you over to the table. I've got them spread out on the table, and I'll show you them there.
Great.
So. Okay. And now I'm going to flip the camera around the other way. And we'll go first up here. Try to get
Look at that young, handsome guy.
Yeah, those were the days. I tell you. So, you see the black and white, they didn't have a lot of color back then.
Yeah, well, all right, so can you do me a favor, Steve, before you go off of that one? Go a close-up, see if you can get a close-up of the pictures 2x2, the ones up there at the top.
Oh, wow.
And now those are pictures of your first layout there, right?
Yeah, my brother and I, this was our layout and whatnot.
That's really cool.
Yeah, a little difficult for me to see because the light's so bright above them.
Yep.
But.
And are those all Plasticville structures on there?
Oh, yeah, and he still has all of that and whatnot.
Very cool.
Then we'll come down here, and I had told you the other day, I started the designs on this layout on a computer software program that laid the track and accessories in. It had a lot of stuff stored in it, so when you picked a particular item out, it knew the exact size and would lay it out on dimension. The only thing is, I didn't opt for the paid version. This was the shared version, the free version. So it wouldn't allow me to do multiple layers on top of, so I couldn't do the mountain. I had to do that all freelance. And we'll move over here. These are early scenes of the table.
And that's actually the layout that's in your basement there, right?
Right. So there was the initial laying the mountain in and the elevated rail that runs around.
And that was actually the mountain that we could see behind your head when we were talking before, right?
That's correct. And here's the front of it with the water coming down, the bridge I built, the trestle. This is from the other side of it looking down. You can see very little on the table at that point, but we start the construction. Start laying track, and you'll notice the track sitting on a black base. That's actually a rollout asphalt material. It's tacky, so it sticks right to the table, and the track sticks to it, and enables you to then build the roadbed up around that. It does help in silencing the sound of the trains running because it isolates it from the wood.
That's cool.
So, go ahead, George.
One of the questions from the chat is, how long did it take to make your layout?
Actually, Cousin Sammy's asking.
Oh, yeah, my cousin Sam has asked that.
Okay, I'm going to flip the camera back. Okay, I started to lay out this one here in 2001. And I had it, I'd say like, try to get back in the, want to get it up, there we go. Pretty much, what you see now was done by about 2002, outside of all of the artistic, the painting and whatnot, because of problems. My wife couldn't tolerate the dust and the smell of the paints, so it sat then for a long time. And I guess it was, well, let's look. I did drag the magazine out to see when the article was. in 2014, I got volunteered to write an article about my layout, and that was the big push to finalize it. So it took probably close to 10 years, not working often on it because the antique cars came in between and whatnot. So a lot of time went there. But, and there's still more to be done. I am nowhere near complete with this layout. So.
Well, that's really neat. That's really neat. And another question that came through was, what's the dimensions?
Okay, from the drawing you saw, it was originally laid out in a 12 by, about 12 by, I'd say 15, 16 feet, but it grew. It is actually 14 feet wide, and it is almost 21 feet long. So, just a little table, you know. So,
wow.
You never have enough real estate is the problem. When I started construction on this, I was trying to convince the employees at work. I said, you know, I'll sell you a plot of land on the real estate, you know.
I love that idea.
And you can decide the structure that I'll put up on there and whatnot, but they'd be funding the building of the layout.
Yeah, I love it.
Great one, you know?
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. So we got a couple other questions here.
Sure.
The kind of on topic, but on the train topic, but not necessarily what we're talking about. But good, fun questions nonetheless. LGL Rail Yard, who as you know, is always asking fun questions. He's asking it, since we were talking about Thomas before we came over, do you like Thomas?
Oh, I like it, but of course, I grew up much earlier, so, you know, I know it through my nephews and whatnot. That would have been theirs, you know.
Sure.
And in fact, this morning I got a couple of pictures of my grandniece and the older nephew that was standing or in my arms at the convention. That picture I had sent you. He's down on the floor playing with his daughter, and they got the wood train that I gave them or gave him when he was a little boy and whatnot. So it's nice to see that, you know, there's that being passed down.
Sure. And then another one that, again, is not necessarily on point, but a fun topic to talk about. You've got all kinds of trains from a lot of different eras there. And they were asking about the 70s and 80s. One, do you have any trains from that era? And what do you think about that? James Ring was saying that they called it the Dark Era, or the Dark Ages.
The Dark Era? Yes, I do have some.
And by the way, Steve, one of those trains let me down yesterday as it gave up the ghost in those train races. So go ahead.
But no, I do have some of those. As I said, the stuff that I'm buying that needs some tender loving care. Some is older, the post-war, but some is also in that era. The Boston and Maine set I have is probably just prior to that. But I do have some of it. I wanted the Long Island Railroad and the Spirit of 76. So we were looking at stuff that was in that time frame and whatnot. So yes, I do have the set of cars up there from the original bicentennial set, the 13 original states, and the caboose is on the layout. I was looking for the engine, and I can't quite find where I've got it stashed away. But
that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But when I got it, I remember it not being a great one to run. It didn't like to run well and whatnot, so it's going to require some tender loving care, especially all of these years sitting.
So George again has been giving me the elbow here and saying that he wants to see that cab forward. And another question that came up was, what era is your layout modeled in?
Okay, the year I tried to go was the late 50s, early 60s. My early memories of trains, the railroad. We lived about 2 blocks from the railroad and used to love to go down there and watch the trains go by. Of course, at that point, steam was pretty much gone, but, you know, the early diesel and whatnot. I do have to say, though, I have a lot of friends who worked for the Long Island Railroad, and over the years have given me some of their memorabilia and whatnot, as well as I've gotten some of the historic runnings or whatnot on the railroad. I was watching this one tape and I go, I know that voice, I know the voice, and the engineer just refused to have his picture in. Well, at the very end, I read the credits and I go, I know him and whatnot. So I took the video. I said, I want you to sign the video case.
Oh, that's great.
And whatnot, but yeah.
So why don't you take us up and show us a layout? I think that's really neat. What you're talking about is kind of it's kind of right on point where you're saying that some of your memories of the trains and the different things that you modeled your layout after. So,
okay.
Why don't
Do you first want a quick walk around to some of the stuff that's on display? And
yeah, absolutely,
okay.
Steve. Please do that.
Okay, we're going to flip the camera again the other way. And there we go. What we have here is a reproduction of a dealer layout from, I want to say it's the late 20s and whatnot. And I've got a lot of tin plate displayed up there.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, it's a reproduction, and I was real happy to get it and whatnot. Okay. You can see over here some of the stuff.
Got a couple of ZWs there, a culvert unloader. That's an unloader.
There's more ZWs stashed below. Every time one comes on the market, I'm usually the guy out there purchasing it. I don't know why, but
we were trying to talk a young man on the Discord server the other day to buy a ZW. He was looking for Transformer, and I kept telling him, "Oh, buy a ZW. You can't beat ZWs, can you?"
Nope. Okay, and then there you can see just some of the trains on display. A contractor friend of mine came over. He says, "I'm going to put shelving up. We got to get this stuff out and whatnot." Well, we spent a day going around the walls and whatnot. And then he goes to me, he said, "We get it all out." And I said, "Unfortunately, we're looking at only about 20% of what I've got and whatnot." So, and then those are prints Angela Trotter has done. This one over here, I know I had spoke to you about Al Colas, his boys and whatnot.
Sure.
Met them at the LCCA and whatnot.
So we have a couple of questions. One from Sammy says, out of all your hobbies, which one's your favorite?
It depends. Each day that can change.
Yeah, that's very true, actually.
I don't know. At 66 years of age, I said one other thing I've always wanted to do is to learn to read sheet music and play an organ. So the latest was purchasing my first organ, and then that led to buying another one, and then the final one. So I've got 3 organs upstairs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the first one was working and whatnot. It's a Hammond organ. From there, I found a theater organ came on the market, and the price was right. The cost was $0, but it needed some work. So I went to pick that up and start the restoration. I had a good friend of mine. He used to work for ABC, designing electronic equipment and repairing and servicing for them. And he said, "Sure, that sounds like a neat hobby. Let's see what we can do with that." That's the train layout now that you're seeing.
Oh, wow.
So that's a really neat a bridge system there. So that you've got a waterfall that comes off the mountain into a river there going through those 2 bridges?
Right. You saw the early pictures when I was building the trestle and whatnot, but when I thought of designing the layout, I wanted all 4 seasons covered. And I was trying to decide how to do that. And ran into difficulties, but I said I could do a winter scene on top of a mountain. And of course, then have the water naturally flowing down. So I could get to put in these bridges that I had acquired. The Hellgate Bridge, of course, and just another trestle.
So. That's really cool. And we have some people in the chat asking, what do you like about the LCCA? Like, what's your favorite aspects about being part of that club?
The LCCA, getting together with the club every year. This year, unfortunately, we had to cancel the convention. It would have been our 50th anniversary and would have been a nice celebration. But next year, we'll get together and we'll do the, as we call it, the 50 plus.
Oh.
So, but I'm also a member of the TCA, and most of the LCCA members are in both.
Yes.
And whatnot. So it's really nice. You always have a great source for, reference if you need to repair something or whatnot. But
that's really cool.
Okay, now let's come over. I know I'm turning kind of quick.
It looks good. You're doing good.
So.
Uh-oh. For those of you that are on here, give us a moment. We lost him there. We'll get him. See if we can get him back. That's some pretty cool stuff, isn't it, George?
It is amazing.
And wouldn't you like to have that base or have that layout in your basement? That's a problem with having all of these layouts in your basement. Unfortunately, is sometimes it's a lot harder to get the internet signal on what's going on.
And to answer your question, the Texas Train Master, they're pretty much both the same thing.
TCA is a little bit bigger of an organization, and generally, it's. I think that most people are members of both, right?
Yes, correct. So I mean, it's potatoes, you know.
And generally, they go on the area where there's the most activities around them.
Yes, yeah.
So let me try this again. We're having a little bit of trouble trying to get back on there for him.
Uh-oh. No bueno.
Yeah, no joy on this one yet.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like, you know, the difference between NASCAR and IndyCar. You know, they're both really cool, but yeah.
Well, we like Train Collectors Association. We've been doing that our whole life,
yes,
right?
Yes. And I'm sure, like, Steve's, I mean, it's just the opposite for Steve, where he's been doing LCCA for a long time.
Right. Well,
but he's also a member of the TCA, too.
Correct.
But, yeah. So, I mean, it's just, you know, what
I think generally it's like who has the most activities around by where you're at. But they both have some neat stuff. George, let me step back here. I'm going to try and give him a call.
So by us, I mean the TCA is really active. I'm not really sure how active the LCCA around us is, but I know they're both really good clubs. You know, we aren't members of the LCCA. I know my dad's talked about wanting to become a member. But yeah, it's just who's more active, and I think the LCCA.
There we go. All right, I think we got you. Hold on a second here.
Okay, so looks like got.
Shoot, didn't get him there.
Connecting. I'll see if I can join both. Yeah. Sammy says, I love the layout and the nice detail.
Good stuff. We got you back, Steve. Sorry about that.
No problem. So.
There we go. We're back live again here.
Okay, let's. So I was.
Hold on a second. We don't have you. We've got an issue on my end with the OCS software. I have no idea.
But anyways, yeah.
Keep talking here, George.
someone needs to make a video explaining the difference. Well, I mean, it's not really something that you can make a video on explaining the difference. It's just, I think LCCA is generalized more around Lionel, if I'm not mistaken, where the TCA is all trains. But yeah, I mean, they're both very similar. One's bigger than the other, and yeah. Are we using Skype? No, we're using FaceTime, regular FaceTime. I'm pretty sure if that's correct, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as you can, I mean, yeah, they are very similar clubs. I'm sure they both have their really cool aspects about them. One may do something differently. Yes. But yeah. Sammy says, tell Steve that I love the layout and ask him what his favorite hobby and train is. We asked him what his favorite hobby was, Sammy. He said changes every day. He likes cars, and then he likes organs as well, and then the trains as well. And then, yeah, I'll ask him the question about the train in a little bit once we get him back online.
Do you have my voice there?
I think so. Yeah, you can keep...
Yeah.
So then...
as far as trains, like I said, the Southern Pacific Daylight, I like to collect all of that. I love running that, and actually I'll be running that today with I'm having the cab forward.
Yes.
Engine I love and whatnot. I'd love to see them restore one of those. It would really be nice. Also, I'll be running New York Central today. I've got 2 New York Central engines on there. And actually, I could start some of that stuff up while we're waiting and see what we get here.
And so what operating system do you use to run your trains?
Okay, I'm using the Legacy, but you'll see I have the old TC,
TMCC, yes.
Yeah, I do have the Legacy. All of a sudden, the other day, it started giving me a little problems.
Oh, really?
And whatnot. I wind up with 1 or 2 engines that would be locked out, and I couldn't access them and whatnot.
Interesting.
But, yeah, it's the strangest thing, so I said, well, let's go old school and see what we can do.
Oh, yeah, well, we use both. We like them both. My grandpa is solely, we can't tear him away from the TMCC system. Although he has a Legacy system, he just loves that TMCC remote. But yeah, I know they're both really good. I know we start to have some troubles with our remote when the batteries start to go dead. So maybe that might be.
Right. What I did is, see, I got to go put it back on the base. When you boot it up, it looks for the base right away.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm going to go do that and see if we can get it working.
That's funny, New England Rail fan. But yeah.
I don't remember how to get this darn thing on here.
Anyways, so while we're waiting, so hey George, glad your mom and Mom, Dad, and sister are all staying safe. Well, yeah, we've been practicing social distancing. It's very important, I know. But yeah, so we're all staying safe. That's it's very true. We enjoy. Oh, looks like we get it back.
Getting there.
Getting there. Looks like we got it back. Alrighty. Cool. Alrighty. Yeah. Well, welcome to Stream Ben's Trains. I know we talked a little bit on a live stream yesterday. Well, glad to see you back.
Yep. Hey, George, let's switch sides so you can sit here and everyone can see you there. I don't want to mess around with this anymore now that I got it going.
Alright. There we go. See the cow forward.
How we doing there, Steve? We got the... Too much technology today, I think.
Now that we have a little bit of a break, we got lots of people in the chat saying that they love your layout, Steve. Yeah.
Let's see if we can get some of the other stuff running. At any time, I can run 7 trains on the layout.
Oh, wow.
7 trains. That is...
Of course, now they're all giving me
Troubles?
troubles, yeah.
That's part of the model train hobby, that's for sure. Always having troubles when you want them to run the best.
There we go. I see that cab Ford running around there.
Oh, yes. See you, Sam. Thanks for coming. Bye. See you next stream, then. That's a lot of trains going. I love the mountain.
Yeah, that mountain's cool. Wait till you see he's going to stay tuned with us. As soon as he gets things ironed out, he's going to show us around. It looks like he's just getting all those trains fired up. And those of you, that's one of the things I'm telling you, everybody. When you have a stream, you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I'm always trying to make sure that things work. And it seems like every time something happens. There we go.
Now, in the mountain, I have, there's actually 4 rails running through the mountain. Unfortunately, right now, the lumber, which is the lowest, it's a 72-inch curve. But I got to get that engine serviced. She doesn't want to run forward, and running backward, she'll run for a few minutes, and then she shorts out. So,
wow.
But on the second level, we got the coal train running. And I've got coal loaders, both ends.
Neat.
Still need to wire them up, though, and whatnot. But
Hellgate Bridge, that's one of my favorites right there.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
So you've got some stuff going on in the river down there, some boaters.
Got some figures here. We got a rowboat.
Couple of swimmers.
People swimming. This will be for George.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. That's cool. Gotta love the Norfolk and Southern. That's right. Look at this. Oh, wow. Really? That's neat. Wow.
Those are all the different railroads from Norfolk and Southern, huh?
Yes. We happened to be visiting one of their yards, and a friend of mine spoke to one of the rail personnel and said, geez, do you have any pins? We'd like to collect pins. So the guy went and got 3 sets of these.
Oh, wow.
For us. So.
Yeah, man. Those look beautiful.
Talked about the great locomotive chase and whatnot.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
That
Great
Texas
story.
worked a little bit better than my train running backwards yesterday, huh?
Now these buildings over here, my father-in-law actually built them.
Really?
Layout. There are a few more that I didn't have room to get on the layout. They might wind up on another layout. We'll see.
That's neat.
I gotta get over and see if I can get the trolley running and
So
get the station platform.
That's neat. It looks like Plano.
Yeah, it does. Now, tell us about the track that you're running there. What kind of track are you using?
Okay, it's bar-grave track with Ross custom switches, and then the upper loop here is actually K-line track, and all of the track in the mountain is the same. That's K-line. It was a special product that came out with the hidden center rail, but it was tough to come by. So when I was designing the layout, only a portion of it got built with that. It's tubular, just the way Lionel track was, but it's detailed with the plastic ties.
Oh yeah.
You know, it gave a pretty good,
look.
Real look to it.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So you've got a city on the inside there. What's going on that city in there?
Okay, well, at the end, we've got the firehouse. Of course, we've got the Ferris wheel and a merry-go-round set up, as if it was a fireman's fair and whatnot. And then, of course, we've got the diner, where the figures come out and actually, if you go to that video I posted on my channel, they come out and serve the cars on roller skates. That was big back in the 60s, And then this building, you're seeing the backside of it, is a gas station. And I wanted one of those because my father's an auto repair shop. I wanted to. Now, down in here we've got some Department 56 buildings. My wife used to buy a lot of that stuff for me, and I wanted some of them on the layout. The one there in front of the hill, the mountain there, that whole panel lifts out, so I can access the center of the table for any repairs and whatnot.
Very neat, very neat. Now those accessories, those are all made by Mike's Train House, is that right?
The ones in the center of Mike's Train House, and then we go with Lionel stuff out on the outer side, like down here. Let's see if I can turn it on.
The baggage smasher station.
That one's one I always liked. The one I was little.
I did too. That one is a neat one.
Check that out.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. I thought I'd seen almost everything.
Oh, there you go. But you haven't seen that one too.
Those are cool. I haven't seen that one.
And that was a Lionel pit you put together to build the station.
That's neat.
And we got the platforms where the trolley would come in. And that structure, I believe, is Mike's Train House. It's another platform. I just got to find the ribbon that goes to it. Because when the train pulls in, the passengers disappear. They go up into
Yeah.
Steve, that was one of George's favorite accessories when he was a little boy. He'd love to push the button and go, "Where'd they go?" He'd say, "I don't know." And then he'd push the button and come back and go, "There they are." Before he could even talk very well, he'd love to do that.
This needs a little work. It's not working right now. So I got to get to that. But that's Lionel. That's one of the originals. That's not the new remake of it.
Yep, the newsstand. That's always a favorite.
And let's see. I remember how to turn this thing on.
Oh, the hobo. George, I'm feeling a little perched there. What kind of engine is running behind it?
Cat Ford.
All right.
There you go. And then, of course, I had to try, making my own trees. I actually did that. Most of what's on the table is board, but there were a few that I actually made. And then this is the switch tower in Strasbourg, PA.
Oh, really? It's the same one, huh? Wow.
Yep. Me and my nephews used to go there all the time, so it had special memories. I needed to get that for the layout. Of course, we've got. I can only remember where I put the oil tanks for that below. We've got phone motors down this end. Log loader.
That's a cool one. I always like that one. That one works pretty flawlessly, too. Now, we were talking a little bit about this yesterday as you round the corner here. You modeled this a lot after where you were growing up. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, I wanted to, remember my childhood and whatnot. The farm had to go in because there was a lot of farming on the island, and at the time, my father used to service all of the farm equipment and whatnot. I can remember going out with him to the farms and working on tractors and pump motors, everything. So. And of course the rotating beacon.
So, Steve, we got a question in a little while back. I didn't have a chance to ask you. Steam or diesel?
What was that again?
Steam or diesel?
The
Which do you prefer, steam or diesel?
Obviously steam. You can see that's all that's out. I do have some diesel, but I can show you over here. See if I can get back. Like I say, the F3s. The top one is the first set I bought myself, the Boston and Maine.
That's beautiful. I love that one.
Yeah, I got that after Christmas at half price. I think it come to $14 for the set, including a transformer and track.
I think there are a couple guys on the stream here that said that they'd buy that from you. They pay double for it. They pay you double what you bought it for.
Right? And then we've got, the freight yard or, where the trains. I want to get all of this equipment operating back here. Like I said, the icing tower does operate. I just got to find where I put the car and the ice and whatnot for it. But, and then, of course, the sawmill. We had the lumber yards, my father, and the mills in town. So, let's see, is it gonna?
So, Steve, you got some real neat locomotives in that yard. What kind of locomotive? What kind of steam engines do you got in there?
Oh, we got the Southern Daylight Pacific steam engine. It's a GT in Ohio. Trying to remember what we got. Lionel lines. I don't remember exactly where I got them. I know I have the steam turbine. It's not even sitting on track. It's sitting on the ground over here. Behind the exploding boxcar. But the 671. Whatnot. Now that was part of the Century Club.
Oh, man, be careful. That car's going to explode. George knows how to explode that one.
So, but, yeah, everything's powered here by, I got 3 ZWs in there. And then there's 1 or 2 smaller transformers under the table for providing power. We'll get the trolley going. Now the trolley runs right through the center of the layout.
Oh, yeah. Oh, neat. So, if I can get you to pan back to that control panel, that looks really neat. So that's kind of a basic operation, your layout with the switches?
Right. All of the switches are laid out where they are and whatnot, so that, if I want to flip the switch, I can just do by a quick look at it, where it is on the layout and whatnot. I never went into, I know you can program a lot of that today and whatnot. Now, when I built this layout, I tried to limit the number of switches because on the previous layout, I had a lot of switches, and with continual operations, you would have an occasional switch failure, which meant a derailment and whatnot. So I said on this layout, I was going to limit the number. Back here, we got the engine house and a few factories and whatnot.
Oh, that's neat.
And then, of course, the GG1, the 13 states. And, of course, MU units, Lackawanna Railroad.
Oh, yeah. Those are cool. I see you got your supply of steam there. Liquid steam. Oh, an eraser!
So, yeah, I'm all set for that. In fact, then we've got, let's get up here for me.
Oh, we got another one there, too.
Yep, there we go. And along the upper track, you see all along it are Christmas ornaments, all train related.
Oh, yeah. We had some people talking about those the other day. I love the way you displayed them. That's really kind of neat.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Of course, we got Dashing Dan and the Pennsylvania Railroad, so...
We got a lot of Pennsylvania fans on the chat, that's for sure.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you just want to...
Let's see some more of that layout. We actually got Humanity Junction came in, and he says that he's been watching videos, and he's become more and more of a fan of retaining walls because he likes the realism that it adds to the layout. You've got some good ones over there on yours.
And you saw in those photos that I was showing you, the construction of them. It's just the 1x4, supported by 1x4. And then on the outside, I've got the retaining wall up against it. And on the inside, I've got the window screening, and I would do the paper mache. Because I had more room to taper the walls down.
Steve, I don't know if you can get a more of a close-up on those retaining walls. Is it kind of a brick motif you got there? A stone motif?
Yeah, stone. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, now we can see it fairly well.
Of course, the uprights only cover the joint, and they're joined together.
What kind of steam engine got running on that top level?
Up there I have a, what is it, the New York Central. I'll give you a close-up of the engine as she comes by.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Wow.
And then we've got
oh, the Milwaukee Road F units. And then up there, some tin plate.
Yep. That just seems to be one of the latest. I love collecting the tin plate. Although they don't like to run always, you know.
Yeah, right.
I was running the stuff, and I had an epic fail on one of the engines, so I don't know if she's even going to run today.
The Illinois Central. Oh, cool. Those are beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful stuff there.
And then, of course, you got to have the original stock certificates.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Are those rail racks that you have all that displayed on? You've got some that your friend helped you with, and looks like you've got a lot of stuff on rail racks here too, huh?
Yes, I've got rail racks up above, and then the lower stuff is actual wood shelving out of 1x4.
That's neat. I like how you've got those boxes displayed like that. So, just for grins and giggles, can we go back over there and see the tester layout, the other layout that you've got there in the basement?
Yes, we'll do that. I got to just pull the photos off of it, and we'll be ready to run it. So I'm going to set you down for a minute. If I set it up here, you're going to have to tell me, though. I can't see the picture.
Yeah, that's a really good picture. That's a good picture right there. But then it just got turned around.
Oh, I touched it. I'm sorry. Yep.
There we go.
Keep my fingers off of that. Let's hope we stay there.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Oh, look at that set, that standard gauge one, George.
Oh, wow.
Look at that one. George was just nudging me about that one.
Yeah, 700E. That's cool.
Then, of course, that became the next thing that the boys wanted to play with instead of the train.
The slot machines.
Slot machine.
You gotta do it like in Vegas, where they eventually run out of money and it's not so fun anymore.
Right, right.
Well, we got some questions about what you got running out there. The first one was the red set. Is that a Red Comet?
Yes, that's the remake of the Red Comet, yes.
And the standard gauge set. What's that standard gauge set that you got running on there?
Okay, that's engine number 10. That was issued back about 1925 through 29. That was in production. The Lionel. I did pull the book on it. These were the different variations on that engine.
Oh, wow, neat.
Yeah, that Red Comet was the set I was looking for yesterday. Took me all day to find that thing.
Well, the good news is it was worth it. I think there are a lot of people on here that think that's amazing. The other one that they're commenting about is that 700E. That's an amazing engine, too. Steve, what was your favorite part of the layout that you built?
Building this layout, probably the mountain. That was a lot of fun trying to construct that and getting everything to operate there one night. Where I have the Virginia and Truckee running, that's where I had originally intended to have the tin plate running, but like I said, it just didn't want to cooperate.
Pretty amazing.
put those down.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one.
That was the first run on that set.
Oh, well, that was worth it. That was worth it. Got a lot of good response here on the stream from for that set. That's a beautiful one. Boy, you not only have a neat layout, you've got a neat collection and a neat way to display it. And wow, I like I said, when I grow up, I want a basement like yours, Steve.
Well, like I said, it's my favorite engine.
Haha, the cab forward.
Yes.
Yeah, I tried to put all the operating switches. Oops.
We got you paused on the camera on our end. Well, let me see if I can give him a call back. All right, we're back. Hold on a second. Let me get you back up.
Okay.
There we go. Well, Steve, it's been great having you on today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yes.
Hey, no, I was glad. Happy to be there. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah. No, I tell you what.
That's sharing this. I just wish I had more people to share it with.
Well, I tell you what. I'm glad that we can be a little bit of a forum to have you get your love of not only trains but your love of life out there. You're a fascinating guy to come in contact with, and I think one of my favorite things, I have to tell you about this, one of my favorite things about the train hobby is introducing my son to fascinating people like yourself that just, something that they can see, just the best way to walk through life. So I know not only myself, but we've got a lot of other guys that are on the stream here that are young men and some guys that are my age too, and I think that if anything we come away from this, it's neat that in our own little way that we've brought the community a little bit closer together and have had the opportunity to meet each other and share some of our things that we do in life, in our hobby of trains.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is really fantastic being able to watch you every day, and you built my, to get back into this, because like I said, it's been just sitting here for years and whatnot.
Well, good. I'm good. That makes me feel good.
Yes. We enjoy having you on the stream, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Steve, we'll let you go. I'm sure that you've got a train to fix or a car to restore or a organ piece to play or something like that. Or an organization to help run.
Yeah, I told you about that. I can't believe it. I just call and say, can you do me a favor?
It's how it always starts, Steve. It's how it always starts. Don't worry, it's not going to take you that long.
No, not at all. But, hey, it's good to meet people and whatnot, so.
I'm sorry, just a second here.
Yep.
So my dad just wanted to reiterate what you're saying about just sharing the hobby, that all you old guys feel that way. So I'm glad that I think that it's fun. Another part that I love here is just the mix of the old and the new here, and people interacting. So
it's really good. Yeah, I enjoy it so much. So.
Well, listen, Steve, thank you again for coming on. I appreciate it. We'll see you around the roundhouse. All right?
Don't let the caboose hit you on the way out.
Yep.
All right. Have a great day.
Take care now. Stay well.
We will. We will. You as well.
Well, that was fun.
Let's see here. We're back. And there we go. All right. Well, that was a great time, wasn't it, George?
Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh, I tell you what. Like I said, I talk about you wanting to have everything grow up and be like that. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, that's just it. Wouldn't it be fun to have a basement like that, go down, run trains?
Hopefully this morphs into something like that.
Yeah, well, I agree.
It's starting to be that way. I just like the operating aspect.
Yeah, the operating aspect's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Well, listen, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. We had a great time here today.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Amazing time.
Just a couple little plugs before we go. First off, dropped a new video this morning.
Yeah, make sure to check it out.
Fast Lionel Trains. It's a little of a music video to the Rock Island Line.
Yes.
Featuring some not just Lionel Trains. That was kind of our little hook title. But that one's a cool one. So check out that latest GFW Trains.
Yes.
And then the other one will be here tomorrow, right?
Yes, we'll be here every day except for Tuesday.
Right? 3 o'clock?
3 o'clock, 3 to 5. We go over
5-ish, just like today. It depends on how much fun we're having. Sometimes we're having a blast.
The layout visits are they go over.
Yeah. Tug of War went over a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, Tug of War was cool.
Yeah, we had fun doing the Tug of War the other day. I didn't have fun. That train layout, or the train races sucked.
They were awesome.
Fast Friday was awful. I don't know. I got a lot of people complain. They said that the wrong guy won.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people. They emailed me. They reached out and emailed me, George, and told me that Fast Friday was awful. That was the worst Fast Friday. They said that the villain won, and they don't like it when the villain wins Fast Friday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, at least my engine wasn't creating metal spaghetti noodles.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I gotta find another.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Anyways, Grandpa says the Tug of War was unfair. We'll have to redo the.
Yeah, we'll
switch them around.
Otherwise, I won't get a full portion at Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh yeah. You're lucky my name is George.
That might be the only reason why I get a full portion at Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we got the video, we got the plug for tomorrow, the Discord server, right?
Yes, correct. So if you aren't already part of the Discord server, make sure to check it out. We have a lot of good time. In fact, we did a video call today where some of us on the Discord server talked about trains for a little bit. It's welcome for anybody to join. So if you want to join, the link is in the description. And we love having new members. Just talk about everything involving trains. So thank you guys for watching.
And one last thing is if you enjoyed Steven's layout, and if you enjoyed Steven, he's got a YouTube channel. He's got a lot of neat things on his YouTube channel. The link to his channel is down below too. So make sure you check out his videos, go through his content, subscribe to his channel. So again, everybody here, this is a really cool spot. We've got a lot of neat YouTubers that are on here with a lot of amazing content. So support each other, check each other's channels out here, and keep watching. Keep watching. Well, on that note, we'll see you tomorrow at 3.
Don't forget to
Go ahead.
Okay, never mind. Don't forget to check out the Discord server. Have a lot of fun, and see you around the roundhouse.
Don't let the caboose hit you on the way out.
See ya.
See you around, everybody. Thanks again.